Hi, my name is Dan Presson, and I'm with the Office of Career Services at Southeast Missouri State University. Welcome to UI100, and I want to talk to you about the Office of Career Services as well as the Focus 2 assessment. Let me share my screen so we can talk about this in a little bit greater detail. All right, the Office of Career Services is located in Academic Hall on the campus of Southeast Missouri State University. Please feel free to contact us any way possible, obviously by stopping by our office, sending us an email at careerservices@semo.edu, or giving us a call at 573-651-2583. Also, feel free to find us on social media and send us any messaging on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. In the Office of Career Services, we do many things: career and major exploration appointments, resume and cover letter reviews, interview preparation, internship and job search advising, graduate school and professional school preparation, as well as group presentations and events. We'll go through each of these different items, and we will talk about how the Office of Career Services and Southeast Missouri State is going to be here for you throughout your entire education and be here to make sure that you are gainfully employed post-graduation. Career major exploration is the first thing that we're going to discuss. There are many common fears when it comes to choosing or changing your major. You may see on your screen a couple of different quotes. A lot of students have heard these quotes before. My parents really don't want me to go to nursing school, or they do want me to go to nursing school. I really want to major in this, but will it make any money? That's what career and major exploration appointments will help you with. We can talk through all of your concerns. We can talk through all of your options and your interests, and we'll make sure that you're in a major or an interest area that will move you towards your professional goals. This is a conversation. This is not a one-time fits all type of a conversation. This might be multiple appointments where you come back and discuss your thoughts, your feelings, your interests, your concerns. Understanding is obviously the first step in career and major exploration. Identify your interests, know your personality, your values, your skills, what kind of lifestyle you're interested in. If you don't want to work weekends, if you do want to work weekends, if you are more of a night person and then day person, understand those lifestyle preferences. Explore those occupations, look at those majors that are related to that area of study, and then also think about your attributes, your personal attributes that help you connect with that major. In UI100, you will be asked to complete the Focus 2 assessment. The Focus 2 is an online, interactive, self-guided career and major education system. This is really going to help you sort of learn more about yourself and understand what kind of opportunities are out there that might connect with your interest area. So this can help you select a major, discover different occupations that you may have never thought of before, and even map out your career plans, where you're at currently and where you can go for the future. This will ultimately just help you make a better, more informed decision. It will not give you an answer. This is an assessment that'll just give you more tools to think about, look into, research, and then talk to either faculty members or career services staff while you're here on campus. You'll be encouraged to log into the Focus 2. Please consider taking that work interest assessment. That work interest assessment will allow you to take a deep dive into some of those interest areas. And then ultimately, it'll show you what kind of areas that you should be considering for employment as well as degree programs. There are also other assessments on the Focus 2 that I encourage you to take just so that you learn more about yourself, your personal preferences, and that future lifestyle that you're looking for post-graduation. The Focus 2 can be really helpful. Obviously, like I said before, it's not going to give you an exact answer, but it'll help you start to realize some of the different things about yourself that will translate into the working world. The Office of Career Services also conducts lots and lots of resume and cover letter reviews. A resume will get you an interview. An interview will get you a job. It's a pretty simple algorithm, and we very much believe in a nice, classically written, conservatively styled resume that showcases your values. Students will graduate with two 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper. All of this fun college stuff boils down into two 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper. One of them is your diploma, And then the other one is your resume. And I always refer to it as the gateway to the rest of your life. That resume will go out into the world and connect you with employers or graduate schools or volunteer and service opportunities. There's going to be a lot of importance riding on that resume. And I often tell students that resume, that 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, is some of the most expensive real estate that you're ever going to own, because it's a small space, but it showcases all of your value and it has all of your areas of interest in it. An employer is going to review your resume for only 6 to 8 seconds before they make an initial hiring or interviewing bias. So please make sure that this is a good looking document. You don't want to send something out there that you created at 1 a.m. on Canva. Please make sure you have somebody review it. Take your time to write this document and really take your time to craft it and show that value that you've earned while you're in school or while you're in high school. Showcase all of that value. General resume advice, especially during this point in your college career: think about your application documents as a version of psychological warfare. You have 6 to 8 seconds to connect with the resume reviewer. And so you have to start thinking pretty basic, but then you also have to know how this person is going to look at the page. In the basics, make sure that your header and your email and your voicemail are all ready to go. The header is where your name is located. So please make sure that your name is legible, is larger than the rest of your body font, and that maybe you play around with a special font, bolding, small caps, all caps, something that looks really nice. Also, make sure that you're using a professional email. Now is the time to consider getting rid of the email address that you created in middle school. If you have an email address that's soccerdude2011, probably not the most professional. But so you want to start using your Southeast Missouri State University email, or you want to put together a more professional email or Gmail or anything else. Lastly, in the header, I want to talk to you about your voicemail. Not many students in your generation actively have a voicemail set up and check it. However, an employer is not going to text you with a job offer. So you need to make sure that you do have a voicemail set up, and that your voicemail is professional, and that you check it whenever you're job searching. So make sure that your header is easily readable, your email address is professional, and that your voicemail is up to date, and that you check it, especially when you're job searching. Consider the flow of this document. This is your resume. This is your marketing piece. Understand how the resume reviewer is going to look at this page. An American reads from top to bottom, left to right. And so think about how you put different items on the page. And if you only have 6 to 8 seconds for a person to connect with this, put the most important information first at the very top, above the halfway point of the page. Your education, your relevant experience, your relevant coursework, any other types of things that you've done that really connect you with the employer, or connect you and the employer. Think about how you can connect with company names and position titles. A lot of you have worked for major retailers or hospitality establishments. Those are brand names that will naturally pull somebody through this document. If somebody sees a brand name that they connect with, they will naturally read further into the document. Make sure that you're selling your experience in your content. Talk about the value that you bring to an organization. What is it that you have done? How have you done it? Tell the reviewer all the different things that you've done. Even if you've been a nanny, or you've worked at a snow cone stand, or you've done basic retail work, talk about those things. Tell me and the resume reviewer what you did during those experiences. Tell me how you administered different things. Talk about the tasks associated with that role. Never undersell yourself. And then tell every single detail, even the smallest thing. So part about this is make sure that you think down to what was the smallest thing that you did on your daily basis in your job. And for some of you, maybe it was reconciling your cash drawer, or maybe it was doing something really basic. Write about that. Tell somebody in that resume about this. And then curate everything. Think about how your brand comes into play with all of this. Obviously now, since on a social media world, there are a lot of people on social media. About 94% of employers are going to check your social media before they offer you a job. And so make sure that you clean up that social media and make sure that your social media represents you as a professional. Interview preparation is very important because you are representing yourself. There's nobody that's going to go and talk about yourself better than you. And so make sure that to prepare for that interview, you conduct lots of company research and position research. Know about the position, know about the company, and enjoy that process of learning more about a new employer or a new opportunity. think about how you're going to introduce yourself. Think about how you're going to talk about yourself. That's huge, because if you've got an elevator pitch that introduces yourself and immediately establishes why you're relevant to the employer, then that's fantastic. You need to establish relevancy. Think about talking with strangers. Interviews are essentially you talking about yourself with strangers. So make sure that you practice your ability to have those basic conversations, engage in light conversation, and make sure that you've got that opportunity to practice those skills. Networking events are a great opportunity for you to practice the skill of talking to strangers. Practice your interview questions. Office of Career Services offers mock interviews for you. So make sure that you know that you have somebody here to help you with your mock interviews. So let us know what kind of an interview that you're going to be going on, and we'll help answer or help you get those questions under your belt. Supplies to bring to an interview: extra copies of your application documents, a portfolio or a padfolio with paper and a pen, and then obviously questions for an employer. Never leave an interview without having questions for an employer. Ask them about the simple things on the job. Ask them about the caseload. Ask them about everything except salary and benefits. That comes at a later date. It sounds crazy, but during an interview and whenever you're preparing for an interview, make sure that you bathe and groom yourself. I know that sounds like a very simple thing, but take the time, get a haircut. Gentlemen, shave. Make sure that you're prepared for the interview. So make sure that you're all clean and ready to go. And always err on the side of a more conservative appearance. And the reason I say that is I do not want your clothing to overshadow your experience. I don't want you to go into an interview wearing a bright yellow blazer, and then nobody can think about you as anything other than the guy that wore the bright yellow blazer. So make sure that your clothing and your other choices aren't overshadowing your experiences. For a lot of you, you'll do a digital interview or a video interview. So before you do a digital or video interview, I encourage you to just double check your technology. All of the background and the preparation for a digital interview is the same as an in-person interview. However, whenever you're doing a digital interview, you need to double check that everything is working. And you also need to double check your audio, your lighting, and your background. You can see the examples on this screen. A gentleman that has a bad lighting example where you can only see the outline of his face. And then also think about your camera position. A lot of times if you're using a laptop, the camera is looking right up your nose. And so we can't have that. That's not a professional way to go into an interview. Generally speaking, we help a lot of students with internship and job searching. Job searching is a weed out process. Employers are trying to find any way possible to push you out of the application. And so we want to make sure that we are working with that process. You can see in the graphic on this page, 1,000 people will look at a job online. 200 people will start the application process. 100 people will finish the application. 75 resumes will be screened out. 25 resumes will be seen by a hiring manager. 4 to 6 people will move to an interview. 1 to 3 people will go to a second interview, and 1 person is offered the job. So all along this process, more and more people are getting pushed out of the application funnel. And so you want to make sure that you're giving yourself the best chance possible to move all the way through that application funnel, all the way down to that job offer. So recruiters are actively trying to find you, and they're actively also trying to find reasons not to hire you. So don't give them any. If your phone number is disconnected, that's a reason. If your email address is not professional, that's a reason. If you have spelling errors on your resume, that's another reason. So make sure that you give yourself the time dedicated to complete your application documents, put them together in a positive way, and then whenever you're applying for those positions, give yourself the time to understand the company and the position. 60% of graduates will spend less than 5 hours a week in their job search. And so you have to make sure that you're giving yourself the ample amount of time to look for different positions. It's very important. The average time it takes to land that first job can sometimes be between 7 and 8 months. And so you really have to think ahead. Don't wait until a week before the summer term or the summer term starts and you need a job or an internship. So really think far in advance. Give yourself as much time to prepare as possible. If anybody's interested in graduate or professional school, law school, med school, PT, OT, all those different types of programs, ophthalmology, there's lots of opportunities for you, and we're going to help you put together your program research. We're going to help you prepare your documents, such as your personal statements, your CVs, your resume, your letters of recommendation, and then also your application submission. We'll help you timeline that out so that you're applying for those graduate school opportunities in the right manner. And then obviously we're going to do a lot of celebration with this because we've gotten a lot of students into graduate programs throughout the years in the Office of Career Services. Career Services does a lot of events throughout the year. We do lots of in-class presentations. This is a recorded presentation, so you'll probably see me in person at some point. We also do those on various and custom topics. So you might hear me talk about interview skills. You might see me talk about dining etiquette. There will be a lot of different opportunities for you to interact with our Career Services staff as you are going through your education here at SEMO. We will host several different events on campus. Obviously, we'll have a part-time expo at the start of the semester, so please check your email about that. We will also have a fall career fair, so please check your email about that as well. We will post, we will put things on social media, we'll put flyers around campus, but generally speaking, anytime you see a Career Services event, that means it's your opportunity to interact with a large-scale employer. So please come to these events, prepare yourself, build a LinkedIn profile, get business cards so that you can connect with the companies that you ultimately want to work for. Different career events also, you'll see us on campus. We host headshot events where you can get a free professional headshot for a LinkedIn or a Facebook profile. We'll have JCPenney suit-up events where you get extra discounts as a student to go to JCPenney and buy business attire. And then every fall, we have our large career etiquette dinner. This is a wonderful etiquette dinner that will allow you to experience a 5-course meal without leaving campus. And then also we'll host a lot of different employer events on campus and virtually. You might see a graduate school in one of our buildings on campus. That comes through Career Services. You might have a webinar with a large-scale employer out of California. That'll come through Career Services. We will communicate all of this information to you, and we'll communicate all of these opportunities to you via email, social media, and even passing it through to your faculty. Generally speaking, in Career Services, we are trying to have as much fun as possible, and we're trying to push you forward in a way that will get you excited about your future. There are plenty of opportunities for you in this world, and I want you to utilize all of the value that you find on this college campus and throughout your work experiences to leverage yourself and move you further faster. The Office of Career Services is future-focused and career-ready. We are here to help make your transition out of college and into the working world an easy one. The one thing that you can do early on that will help you in this process is get in touch with us. Come and meet with the Career Services staff. Tell us what your goals are. Tell us what your future holds. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Let's have this conversation so that then we know when opportunities arise that you're the candidate for us and that we can help you connect with the right recruiters. So there's lots of opportunities here on the campus at Southeast Missouri State University, and I want to make sure that you know that you are welcome. We're excited to have you here, but that you're also always welcome in the Office of Career Services. We're here to help make sure that whatever it is that you want to do in life, you're able to achieve that. So thank you very much for this presentation. Enjoy the rest of your time, and we will end this right now. Have a great afternoon.